North Huskies hooking up with the Rancho Verde in a key Inland Valley League contest. I'm Fernandez with the HS Game Time Thursday football final. We'll also have highlights of Centennial hosting King from the land of the Big VIII. But we start at Ramona Stadium, North, and the Rancho Verde looking to keep pace with Arlington in the league standings. First quarter, Mustangs on their own 10. Cedric Peterson gets the call. I don't always score touchdowns, but when I do, they go for 90 yards. Peterson to the house, and the Rancho Verde up 7-zip. Then back the other way, the Huskies quarterback Joseph Garcia hits Marcus Baugh, who shakes a tackler and picks up a big chunk of yards. Nice play by the future Buckeye. That sets up a Cole Bailey field goal, his first of 2 field goals in the first half. To the second quarter, the Mustangs go back to the ground game. Malcolm Hill, back in his number 39 jersey, feels more comfortable in that one, squirts through traffic and finds the paint. 14-3 Mustangs. Later in the second, North with the ball. The Mustangs playing physical on defense. DIMONE Backus, the big hit, jars the ball loose. Dejon Wise scoops it up and takes it back 45 yards for the score. Mustangs on top 21-6 at the break. Third quarter, Rancho Verde works DeMaurier Stringfellow into the passing game. Stringfellow hauls in this pass, and then later on that same drive, Keyshawn Slaughter on the carry. Get in there! Mustangs leading 28-6. Later in the third, Huskies now on offense. Jason Bell Wilson makes the great catch, but he pays the price. Wise is there to call down the thunder. Same drive, Garcia going to the air to Denzel Foster, tips the pass, and still makes the touchdown catch while sitting down on the job. Great play, Denzel. Later in the third, the Mustangs finally put this one away on the Peterson touchdown run, his second of the game. The Rancho Verde wins 34-13, setting up a big one with Arlington next week.
Feels great. Feels great to come out and do what we need to do, execute. You know, that was the plan the whole week. You know, we lost early against Riverside Poly, so the hopes were a little down. So, you know, we couldn't give up. You know, we came out and we executed, did what our coaches told us to do.
My line blocking, my running back Slaughter doing this thing, they just made me comfortable back there so I could do my thing.
Now to the land of the Big VIII, and that's where we find Chris ERCOLI, Centennial colliding with King. Chris?
Many were expecting Centennial to have an easy time with King on Thursday night, but the Wolves would make things interesting in the first half. Centennial, the king of the rings, but they would be in for a scare early. King starts off the game with a little surprise as they come out with the onside kick and recover. They wouldn't stop there. King would move their way down the field, and it's running back Dylan Holsley punching in the score for the early 7-0 King lead. One more for King later in the first half. Kendall Moore in the backfield. Nothing doing on the right side. Moore hits the brakes and finds himself on the breakaway for the end zone. 14-0 King. Could we have a king-size upset on our hands? Matt Logan would regroup the troops and Centennial would get back to work. Running back Trey Watson is going for 6. Shake and pass the King D with ease on his way to the end zone. Now 14-7 late in the first quarter. More from the Centennial running game. This time it's the other half of their 1-2 punch on the ground. Austin Rankin goes in for the score, with the Huskies cutting the lead to 14-13. Centennial had just seen enough from King after the first quarter threat. They would not be stopped in the air, on the ground, or special teams. Austin Crevichet refuses to go down, returning the punt to the 1-yard line. Watson would finish the TD drive with the score from 1 yard out to put Centennial in the driver's seat, a 21-14 lead mid-second quarter. There would be one more score for the Wolves in the second quarter as they punch in the field goal from 35 yards out to cut the Husky lead to 21-17. But Centennial would fire right back. Centennial QB Robert Weber letting the deep ball fly, and beware for Barry Ware. Weber floats the TD pass right into his hands for a 28-17 halftime lead. King hoping to keep things interesting, driving down the field early in the third quarter, but the pass is picked on the great heads-up play by Centennial's Anthony Nelson. The Centennial passing attack would continue its dominance. It's Robert Weber connecting with Barry Ware for his second TD of the game, 10th of the season. Sorry, not eligible for your fantasy roster. Now early in the fourth quarter, the air assault would continue. This time it's Weber mixing it up, finding his buddy Joe Wheat for the score. Centennial avoids the early scare as they cruise to a 49-17 win over King.
Thanks, Chris. We'll be back on Friday night live at 10:30. We'll break down all the games with scores and highlights. I'm Fernandez with the HS Game Time Thursday football final.